Remember when cereal felt like one of the safer, simpler choices in the grocery store? Saturday mornings, colorful boxes, maybe a prize inside. It all felt so innocent. But here's the thing. Over time, the ingredients list has gotten longer, the sugar content higher, and the trust in some of these brands has seriously eroded. Let's be honest, many of the cereals we grew up with, or still grab quickly off the shelf, are actually some of the worst offenders when it comes to harmful additives, misleading marketing, and questionable nutrition. Today, we're counting down 7 cereal brands to absolutely avoid at all costs. And then, stick with us to the end, because we're also revealing 3 cereals that are actually worth your time and your health. We've all been misled by clever packaging, but that stops today. Let's get started with the worst of the worst. Number 7. Kellogg's Froot Loops. This iconic cereal has been a childhood favorite for decades, with its bright colors and catchy toucan mascot. But here's the catch. Behind the nostalgia lies a troubling reality. A single cup of Froot Loops contains over 12 grams of sugar, which is more than 3 teaspoons. That might not seem like much, but most people don't measure their cereal by the cup. And with milk and seconds added in, the sugar spike is real. Even more concerning are the artificial dyes used to get that rainbow look, specifically red 40, yellow 6, and blue 1, all of which have been linked to hyperactivity in children and are outright banned in several European countries. Think about that. In the US, these ingredients are still completely legal and marketed to kids. As one parent on a nutrition forum put it bluntly, if it stains your milk neon pink, it probably shouldn't be going in your body. That brings us to number 6. And I have a feeling things only get worse from here. Number 6. General Mills Trix. Let's be honest, Trix, the cereal that famously told kids it wasn't for them, while marketing directly to them with colorful, playful imagery. On the surface, it seems like innocent fun, but dig a little deeper and the problems pile up quickly. A serving clocks in at around 10 grams of sugar, but the reality is, people rarely limit themselves to just one serving. Beyond the sugar content, the ingredient list reads like a chemistry experiment. Artificial colors like yellow 5 and red 40, corn syrup, and various preservatives that raise serious concerns among health experts. According to a 2021 Consumer Reports examination, a significant number of parents reported behavioral issues in their children after eating artificially dyed foods, with Trix often cited by name. That's not just anecdotal evidence, it's a pattern. We think of these cereals as harmless nostalgia, but for many families, they've become a daily source of stress and confusion. As one parent on Reddit put it, "I let my kid have it once, and we paid for it with 3 hours of chaos," a sentiment echoed across parenting forums nationwide. And that brings us to our next cereal, which might surprise you. Number 5. Post Golden Crisp. Those commercials from the 90s with Sugar Bear and his sugary smooth voice, promising that sweet, golden crunch, they were everywhere. But here's the thing. The name itself was a hint we all missed. Sugar isn't just part of the flavor profile, it's practically the main ingredient. Golden Crisp contains an eye-popping 18 grams of sugar per serving, which is almost half the recommended daily limit for added sugar in children, according to the American Heart Association. That's in just one small bowl. And there's more to worry about. The cereal is also made with hydrolyzed soy protein and BHT, a preservative that has raised serious red flags with the Center for Science in the Public Interest due to potential links to cancer in animal studies. Think about that. This is a cereal still marketed as a fun treat for families, and yet it's packing sugar levels that rival candy bars, with none of the nutrition you'd expect from an actual breakfast food. As one consumer put it perfectly on a health blog, Why are we okay calling this breakfast when it's basically dessert in disguise? But get ready, because what's next on our list is a cereal that often gets a health halo it definitely doesn't deserve. Number 4. Kashi Go Lean. Yep, this one might raise some eyebrows. Let's be honest, Kashi has long positioned itself as the healthy alternative in the cereal aisle, filled with buzzwords like wholesome, plant-powered, and protein-packed. On the surface, it looks like a responsible choice, with higher protein and fiber content than many of its sugary counterparts. But here's the catch. When you dive into the details, especially the original Go Lean cereal, some serious concerns come up. First off, the protein source in many Kashi products comes from soy protein isolate, which is highly processed and has faced scrutiny over potential hormonal effects due to phytoestrogens. Even more unsettling, back in 2012, Kashi faced a wave of backlash when the Cornucopia Institute exposed that some of its cereals contained genetically modified ingredients, including glyphosate-treated grains, all while carrying a natural label. That led to consumer outrage and calls for transparency. As one former loyal customer put it, "I thought I was feeding my family something clean and healthy, and I felt completely duped." Think about that. Kashi has since made some changes to its sourcing, but trust doesn't bounce back overnight. And in a space where health is the hook, that betrayal hits especially hard. So we've tackled a so-called health food, but coming in at number 3 is a cereal that somehow manages to be even more misleading. Number 3. Special K by Kellogg's. This one might surprise you, because for years, Special K has been marketed almost exclusively to health-conscious consumers, especially women looking to manage their weight. The branding is all about simplicity and wellness, with ads featuring toned models and promises of a light, nutritious start to your day. But here's the uncomfortable truth. The original Special K cereal is woefully lacking in nutrition. A basic serving offers just 2 grams of fiber and an unimpressive 6 grams of protein, which means it doesn't keep you full for long, leading many people to snack more later. Can it really be that nutritious when it leaves you hungry an hour later? Even worse, multiple varieties, like the Red Berries edition, contain artificial flavors and added sugar, with up to 9 grams per serving. And those so-called freeze-dried berries? They're often sweetened and processed themselves. According to a 2020 examination by the Environmental Working Group, nearly all Special K products scored poorly in their nutrition ranking, thanks to low whole grain content and the use of synthetic vitamins in place of truly nutrient-dense ingredients. As one dietitian put it, the marketing tells a story of weight loss, but the reality is a blood sugar spike and crash scenario. Think about that. A cereal that's built its entire identity on health actually setting you up for failure. So while Special K might look like a smart choice, especially in a rush, its health halo is mostly manufactured. And that brings us to number 2, where a beloved classic hides more than meets the eye. Number 2. Quaker Cap'n Crunch. Let's talk about those crunchy, sweet squares that tear up the roof of your mouth, while somehow still managing to delight your inner child. But here's the thing. Beneath all that nostalgia is a cereal absolutely packed with problems. First off, sugar and lots of it. Cap'n Crunch Original tips the scale at 17 grams of sugar per serving, which is more than many popular donut brands. It's basically dessert with milk, no question about it. But what makes this cereal especially concerning isn't just the amount of sugar. It's the type of sugar used, often in the form of corn syrup and fructose, both of which contribute to insulin resistance over time. And it gets worse. The cereal relies heavily on artificial colors like yellow 5 and red 40, and includes BHT, a preservative that has caused enough concern to be banned in several countries. According to testing by the Environmental Working Group, Cap'n Crunch consistently ranks among the least nutritious cereals marketed to children. One former fan summed it up perfectly on a food blog. "I loved it as a kid, but now I look at the label and feel deceived. It's not food, it's just candy in a bowl." Think about that for a second. It's a product parents buy thinking it's a fun, safe breakfast when it's really boosting sugar highs and chemical exposure in one go. So that's our number 2. But if you think that's bad, just wait until you see what takes the number 1 spot, because this last one might be hiding in plain sight in your pantry right now. Number 1. Lucky Charms by General Mills. Yes, the one with the leprechaun, the rainbows, and those colorful, spongy marshmallows almost every kid begged for at some point. But here's the thing. Lucky Charms has faced some of the most alarming product safety complaints of any cereal on the market in recent memory. In 2022 alone, the FDA received over 3,000 reports from consumers claiming symptoms like nausea, vomiting, and severe stomach cramps after consuming the cereal. Think about that, 3,000 reports to the FDA. While General Mills denied any production issues, an ongoing crowdsourced database called iwaspoisoned.com saw a dramatic spike in complaints, matching what many families were noticing at home. And that's not even touching on the nutritional concerns. This cereal is essentially a sugar bomb, with 12 grams per serving and marshmallows that are nothing but pure sugar, artificial dyes, and flavoring agents. Can it really be appropriate for children when it contains ingredients banned in other countries? As one reviewer put it on a Consumer Report site, "It felt like I was being poisoned. I loved this cereal my whole life, but I'm never touching it again." That kind of reversal from a lifelong fan tells us everything we need to know. When our most nostalgic foods are also ones that make people physically ill, it's well past time for reform. So we've gone through the worst offenders, but now let's take a deep breath, because up next, we're shifting gears to the good stuff. 3 cereals that are actually worth putting in your bowl. First up, we have Ezekiel 4.9 Sprouted Whole Grain cereal by Food for Life. Let's be honest, if you've never seen it, it's usually tucked away on the lower shelves of the health food aisle, or even in the freezer section at some stores. But this unsweetened, nutrient-dense cereal is a true hidden gem. Made from sprouted grains like wheat, barley, lentils, and millet, it delivers a serious punch of natural fiber and plant-based protein with 0 added sugars, artificial colors, or preservatives. And that's the key. It actually works with your body rather than against it. Testers praised its hearty texture and the fact that it keeps you feeling full for hours, unlike many sugary options that leave you crashing before lunch. As one nutritionist perfectly summed up, if you want your cereal to work for you instead of against you, this is the one to try. Think about that. It might take a minute for your taste buds to adjust, especially if you're coming off the sugar-laden options we just covered. But once you do, it's one of the closest things to real nutrition you'll get in a cereal box. Next up, we have Purely Elizabeth Ancient Grain Granola Cereal. Let's be honest, this one has been steadily climbing the charts for good reason, and it's more than just clever marketing. Here's the thing. What truly makes it stand out is that perfect blend of organic ingredients, genuine superfoods, and absolutely 0 artificial additives. You're getting real nutrition from quinoa, amaranth, chia seeds, and coconut oil, creating that actual feeling of nourishment instead of just empty calories. And the sweetness? It comes naturally from unrefined coconut sugar, which they use with remarkable restraint. Each serving delivers that golden balance of healthy fats, moderate protein, and sufficient fiber to keep you satisfied without any of that mid-morning energy crash we've all experienced. Consumer reviews tell an interesting story too, with most people describing it as subtly sweet, with a satisfying crunch that doesn't taste overly processed or artificially sweetened. The good news is, you can find it in many mainstream grocery stores now, or online if your local options are limited. It's perfect for those moments when you want something that feels like a treat, but still aligns with your health goals. As one fan put it, when you flip over that box and actually understand every ingredient listed, it feels like winning at adulting. That brings us to our final recommendation, which is equally worthy of your attention. Last but definitely not least, we have 3 Wishes cereal. This relatively new brand has made serious waves in the healthy cereal space, and there's a compelling story behind it. Created by a husband and wife team who were genuinely looking for something better for their own family, 3 Wishes is completely grain-free and made from a surprisingly simple blend of chickpeas, tapioca, and pea protein, with no grains, no gluten, and absolutely 0 artificial ingredients. And here's the thing, what really sets this cereal apart is how it manages to deliver that familiar, satisfying crunch we all crave without relying on corn syrup or excessive added sugars. Most flavors contain just 3 grams of sugar per serving, and they use monk fruit and organic cane sugar in careful moderation to create just the right touch of sweetness without going overboard. Parents absolutely love it for being allergy-friendly and nutrient-dense. And kids? They genuinely love it simply because it tastes good. It seems like one of those rare sweet spots where taste, texture, and nutrition actually meet in perfect harmony. As one relieved shopper shared online, "This is the first cereal my son liked, and I didn't feel guilty buying." And that's the key, isn't it? Being able to enjoy breakfast again without making those health compromises we've grown so tired of. So there you have it. 7 cereals to absolutely steer clear of, and 3 that are genuinely worth your time, your money, and your health. What about you? Did any of your go-to brands make either list? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. We read every single one. Thank you so much for watching. If this video helped you rethink what's in your pantry, please give it a like, subscribe, and ring that bell so you never miss a future episode. Stay well, and stay curious about your food. We'll see you next time.